Good morning, Trains Nation. Welcome to another live video. Well, it's a live recorded video of Trains Newswire Video. I'm Steve.
I'm Jim.
And we welcome you to our Friday, April 22nd broadcast. So there's been a lot of news going on the past week, the past couple of weeks. It seems like, everything from weather to financials, coal. We've got directors out in New Jersey Transit who aren't taking their job. Jim, what piqued your interest first this week?
Despite all of those big global issues, the thing that just blew me away was the Newswire item this morning where we will have no more printed Amtrak timetables.
That's right.
I could not believe that. I was like,
this is the last
centuries. Yeah, I was going to say the January the 11th edition will be the last one.
For winter, spring.
And I don't have one. I mean, I'm like everybody else. I just go to my little smartphone and go through the schedules on the PDFs or at my desktop here at the office. But I'm really shocked that there'll be no more printed timetables.
We should frame
we
this
should
last
frame
one
one
and put it up with the first timetable, because I think we have one back in the library.
Do you have a copy?
I do not have a copy.
I'm going to have to run down to the Milwaukee Amtrak station after this and grab one, because there's instant collector's items, and
oh, absolutely.
And of course they'll be on eBay tonight as well. I'm sure.
That's right.
So for those of you who didn't, but yeah, it was really shocking that among all this other stuff going on, I was just really amazed about that. Of course, I know Amtrak's really doing a lot of belt tightening right now. Their budget doesn't go as far as it used to.
No, it does not. And speaking of that, I'll flip back to the global stuff with the financials.
Yep.
We've started reporting on the Class 1 Railroad first quarter financial results
it's reporting
this week. Reporting week, and no surprise, coal is down. Coal traffic is down. Volumes of coal traffic are down. Revenue from coal traffic is down, and they're trying to plug the holes all over the place. But what was really surprising, two things, our two favorite characters, Norfolk Southern and Canadian Pacific. Both posted.
They were both up.
Yeah, they're both up in profits and not necessarily revenue, but profitability, which is unbelievable.
They're saving their way to prosperity.
For now.
For now, yes. There's the short term.
There's a famous saying out there that you can't burn your furniture and pretend that you found a new fuel source, but for now it's working for them.
But and it begs the question. I was trading some emails with one of my industry sources this morning. We were sort of hypothesizing. Okay, where does all this go? Okay, so traffic is down, I think 10%. The latest carload figures are down 10%. But what are we looking at? So what's going to be the salvation of the railroad industry now? Is it going to be more carload traffic? Is it going to be more unit trains of something else other than coal?
Intermodal.
Or is it going to be intermodal?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be a mix? So it's going to be really interesting to see who hitches their wagon to what. I know CSX is real big on intermodal.
They are.
UP, one of the interesting things there from their report I noticed was that a lot of the coal mines that are shutting down or reducing production are in Colorado and Utah, which doesn't bode well for our one of our favorite railroads back in the Rockies, the Rio Grande main line from Denver to Salt Lake City.
No, it doesn't. It's going to be it looks like one blow after another. After the Appalachian coal went out, now the Western coal. It's
going to be interesting to see.
It's going to be
interesting to see how they redraw the railroad map, and what gets short-lined and what gets mothballed, and I really can't see anybody abandoning any corridors these days, because once they're gone, you just can't get them back, and I just can't see anybody wholesale getting rid of them. But what's the best and highest use of them at this point in the railroad era?
True. Maybe a new tourist line.
Could be.
That'd be interesting.
Rare mileage out there.
Brian Schmidt this week went down to Rochelle, Illinois. He did a lot of things there, but in the evening time he went to a meeting for Chicago Bypass Railroad.
I saw that.
Public hearing, which was kind of interesting. And he said that more than 500 people turned up, mostly to complain about a projected several hundred mile long bypass that would go from northwestern Indiana up through Illinois and then up to Wisconsin to try and literally bypass Chicago and get traffic through. And most people were complaining that they didn't want the change in their rural lifestyle, the farmland being cut up and just to have freight trains run through. But it's interesting. This is the first proposed new railroad, not just a new spur, a new siding, a new switch, the first new railroad proposed in a very long time.
I've always wanted to see something like this, and just see what it would take to get one to work this day and age, because somebody a few years ago came up with a formula for how long it would have taken to build the Transcontinental Railroad today given all the regulatory
yeah.
and environmental regulations and everything. And I think the figure they came up with was something like 300 years, which
I'd believe that
is not possible. But yeah, I'm going to be fascinated to see how this process goes, because, as you said, this is the only big new railroad that's been proposed in years and years and years since the PRB was built back in the late 70s.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see, just how this goes and what the new twists and turns are going to be. And I'm glad Brian was down there to cover that. That was a neat story.
That was a neat story. So we'll be watching this for the next 2 to 3 years. That's how long the regulatory hearings are going to play out. Interesting. I want to ask you about this one, Jim. The Association of Tourist Railroads and Railway Museums. I got that right, didn't I?
You did.
Is getting a new group of members from Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more of an affiliate status. I mean, I think they wanted to reach out to those members up there and make sure that they have a trade group that they can be a part of. Yeah. So, there's a lot fewer tourist railroads and museums in Canada, but some just absolutely fabulous ones up there. The one there in Montreal at Dalton. The Rail Expo is just fabulous. It's on the same par as California State Railroad Museum or the National Railroad Museum, Railway Museum, excuse me, in England. I always have to make sure that I do that for my British friends.
That's right. That's right. In York. Oh well, it's time to pay some bills now. I mean, we're running on and on with time. We're just going to ignore our time cards right now. But we've got some announcements, some commercials.
Yep. Couple of things. Well, first, a little show and tell.
Ooh. Can I hold one?
Yep, you can hold them up. Okay. So we're thinking about some covers for the August issue. We've got a package about the 20th Century Limited, 50 years on after its demise.
I like this one.
So it's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I like the one with the round-in knobs. So anyway, if you got any thoughts on that, drop them in the comment section below, and let us know which one of these you like best. Just a calendar reminder, the Norfolk and Western 611 is out on the road this weekend from Greensboro to Roanoke and back via the Virginian, which is a really beautiful piece of the railroad on Norfolk Southern, but doesn't see very many passenger excursions, never did. So this is a nice rare chance to do that. So go out and enjoy that. And just a couple of housekeeping notes. At the end of the show, we'll have details about our Cass Scenic Railroad photo charter, June the 3rd, which is on the eve of a NNW 611 excursion, and also the Sounds of Railroading Conference in Elkins, West Virginia, which we are helping to sponsor.
Yes, we are. It's going to be a fabulous weekend when you're out
there.
So
lots there. And then lastly, if you were in Durango, Colorado, and you're desperate for a hot dog on May the 6th, the Durango and Silverton has its annual hot dog day. I didn't know about this till just the other day.
Really? No.
Yeah, we just produced our Colorado Railroads magazine and DVD.
And the video.
And so I wanted to hold a world premiere party, and of course, where's the best place to do that is Durango, Colorado, right in the middle of the narrow gauge world.
Yes.
And so anyway, the DNS folks invited us out, and that turns out to be their opening gift to the community, and they buy everybody a hot dog.
Annual hot dog day.
If you're desperate for that, come see me, get a copy of the SIP of the DVD, and that evening we'll be having the world premiere of the DVD at the Strater Hotel.
You got a really nice narrator for that too, didn't you? I heard that voice.
We did. The golden tongue, the silver tongue.
Silver tongue Sweeney.
Yes, silver tongue Sweeney. I like that.
Coming at you.
I like that.
Coming at you.
I like that.
Well, one thing you forgot to do last week with Brian is trivia. You forgot to do trivia. So our last trivia question from now, it's like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago was, Jim, you were on some loops in Western North Carolina that were once owned by what famous railroad?
Yes.
What famous railroad? And the answer
was Southern Railway.
The Southern Railway. Now, a lot of you went to predecessor railroads, and yes,
the Western North Carolina would be accurate as well.
It would be accurate, but not famous.
I don't know. Depends on your viewpoint of the world.
Viewpoint.
Yeah.
So we have a trivia winner, and you get to open it. You've not seen this name before. You don't know who this person is, but they get their name. You get to flip it over.
Oh, here it is.
We're using old cards.
Phil Foster.
Phil Foster. You responded correctly. You said Southern Railway. You put it in the form of a question. You did it correctly on the bottom of our website. So you are the smartest person today because you answered, and Jim got to read your name on there.
And we'll send a valuable prize your way now.
We will. Well, maybe we will.
Yes,
Phil,
we should.
Send me an email.
We should.
We should do that. And then this week's trivia question, since I get to choose this week, it is my ancestors, my family, lived a long, long time near Niobe, New York. Niobe, not Niobe. No, don't, it's not Niobe, it's Niobe. It's on a timetable, believe me. That is near now what short line railroad? Niobe, New York, where my ancestors lived for a long time. I've been there.
Yeah.
You been there?
I've not. I've missed out.
You should.
I've missed out.
Blink and you'll miss it.
So.
Live near what now short line railroad? Put your answers in the comments box here on the bottom of our screen, and we will read your name on the air and give you lavish praise and possibly a prize. We don't know what it is, but we'll think of
We'll
something.
come up with something diabolically clever.
Exactly. Exactly.
Maybe one of those hot dogs from Durango.
Just a little bit old. So, well, Jim, is that what we got?
That's it.
All
That's
right.
it. Stick around. Watch for details about Cass.
All right. See you guys.
Have a good weekend.
I want to know, was it lipstick or China marking pencil?
What in the world do you think that was all about?